There are still 5 head coaching vacancies 2 weeks and a day after the regular season ended. Brian Flores reportedly will interview for the Cardinals coaching vacancy today. We talked about this last week. Even before Monty Ossenfort, a former Patriots executive, was hired to be the new Cardinals GM, there were signs pointing to the possibility of Flores coaching the Cardinals. Number one, he's the exact opposite of Cliff Kingsbury in coaching style, which is what teams tend to do. When one guy doesn't work, they find somebody personality-wise, scheme-wise, everything the exact opposite. Right. And there is real benefit to the league, to the Cardinals, to the Dolphins, to everybody, to putting Brian Flores back in a head coaching job, given that landmark racial discrimination lawsuit he filed February 1 of last year. It's still pending on the question of whether or not it's going to go to the NFL's in-house arbitration process, i.e. secret rigged kangaroo court, or it's going to stay in open court. The Cardinals helped themselves and the league by giving Brian Flores the opportunity, and frankly, that shouldn't matter because he very well might be the best person for the job.
Yeah, that's right. That's to me the point. Like you said, all the other things, yeah, it's convenient for the league and everything else, but either way, he should be a head coach in the NFL. I mean, plain and simple. When we saw what he did with the Dolphins, he changed things around, right? I don't even think he got to really kind of get things the way he wanted to with the Miami Dolphins. And you're right, he's a total opposite of kind of what they had there, where it seemed a little bit more fly by the seat of your pants. I can tell you none of that will be going down with Brian Flores. It'll be detailed throughout. And again, I think the magic that Brian Flores can bring there too with, you know, the GM situation is they can get on the same page as far as building a team the right way, and there'll be a true vision and detailed process on how to attack that. So it would make a lot of sense. You know, they got some talented guys on defense. They need a few players up front, but he can play with that group there, and then I think he can get at least the offense going in the right direction as far as the type of football he wants to play, which I think is going to be a little bit more balanced than not necessarily Kyler Murray in the shotgun every play throwing the ball.
One of those cliches like pressure makes diamonds or some crap like that. I mean, this is a pressure cooker. They're going to turn Kyler Murray into a diamond or he's going to disintegrate. Because they need this. They need somebody who will coach Kyler Murray aggressively, coach him hard, coach him into the best possible version of himself he can be. And if he can't take it, then you move on. You just move on. So we saw that with Brian Flores and Tua Tagovailoa, and I'm sure Flores learned a few things. Maybe he was a little too hard on Tua. I don't know. He gets a much more physically gifted talent in Kyler Murray once Kyler Murray's healthy if he becomes the Cardinals coach. But, Chris, there are a lot of reasons for this hire to be made, assuming the interview goes well.
That's right.
And here's the other side of the coin, too. If you're Michael Bidwell and you give Brian Flores an interview and you don't hire him, you better hire somebody who is clearly better than Brian Flores, or you're getting a separate ticket to the Brian Flores lawsuit party, just like the Texans did last year.
Yeah.
Because remember what the Texans did? It was Flores, Jonathan Gannon, and Josh McCown as the 3 finalists. And then all of a sudden they go off the board for Lovie Smith. Why'd they go off the board for Lovie Smith? Well, because Flores was the best of the 3 they were considering. That would be the argument.
Yeah.
Flores was the best of the 3 they were considering, so we got to go find somebody else. They find Lovie Smith, and now they find themselves with a lawsuit directly against them, claiming they retaliated against Flores for the fact that he filed a lawsuit to advance his employment rights under federal law.
Right.
So it's you better be careful if you're going to dance with Flores, because if you're going to hire someone else, it better be Sean Payton. I mean, it better be somebody where you say, okay, I understand why they didn't hire Brian Flores. And really, at this point, the only one that would cause that reaction is Sean Payton.
Yeah, well, you're right. You're right. But either way, I mean, to me, it looks real. Monty Ossenfort, the new GM there, he was in New England. He knows what Brian Flores is made of. So I got to think there's real interest here in not only the results Brian Flores had as a head coach, but a little bit of a prior knowledge and knowing the human being, where it makes a lot of sense. And I certainly wouldn't be shocked with the GM who it is, a New England guy, a New England head coach would make sense. They seem to work best when it's like that. I wouldn't be shocked if Brian Flores is the new head coach of the Arizona Cardinals.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.